Oh, hey. Think I was audioless that entire time.
Oh, great.
Awesome. I'll recap in 2 sentences. Basically, we played a whole lot of Pokemon this week, and we got a lot of badges. Also, Gen 3 rocks.
One thing that I found today about Gen 3, when you look at the map, because I finally got the map, you can just go wherever you want on it. It just tracks where
Yes,
you
I saw your reaction today in the video of like the Pokenav. You can just go all around it, which is so cool.
Yeah, you don't have to click through every single city to get to the one that you need to.
And the thing I really didn't like about the old maps was it wasn't always predictable where the arrow was going to take you. Like,
I mean,
head up and down.
In Gen 1 and Gen 2, you have like, you can go back or you can go forwards on the map. But it's not always like, because of the loops and stuff.
it goes in order of where you're supposed to have traveled.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. So you go from like Newbark to Cherry Grove to Violet, Azalea, Goldenrod, Ecruteak, and then you branch left because that's where you actually go.
Yeah.
To go to like Olivine and Mahogany, and then after that, or Olivine and Sidewood. I do this again, and then you go to Mahogany and Lake of Rage. Like it takes you in the order of progress on the map.
That was
Gen 1 was a crapshoot, like because they put Saffron last for I don't know what reason.
It's the worst in Gen 1, I think, because of exactly that. Like, it's just really hard to know where your cursor is going to go next.
We do.
Gen 2 at least made more sense. Like, once, because I did notice that, like, when flying around, like, it was easy enough to figure out where the cursor was going to go, to the previous town. But it's a lot easier when you can just point right and the cursor goes right. And then once you get to a city, tells you what it is.
That's very nice.
So I appreciate that a whole lot. There's also like the number of things added in Gen 3 is crazy. Because you get a huge heap of berries. What'd you say?
To work with.
You get a huge thing of berries. I guess the
the
Pokemon
audio's
updates
out,
is not
by
really
the
big
way.
deal. What is that, Cam?
Apparently the audio is completely out.
Like completely out still? No, it should be there now.
Fair.
We should have audio
There.
now. I screwed it up for the first couple minutes. Hold up. No, it should be there
I just
now.
like
Yeah, I just opened
on
up
my
the
other
channel.
screen.
It's up now.
Okay.
I can hear us now. I screwed that up for the first
weird.
few minutes.
That's okay.
I don't know what's going on, but it should be
Few
all working.
minutes.
But yeah. Lots more berries. And then
Abilities.
abilities.
I guess we already had held items in Gen 2.
But now the scope of held items is like larger.
Yeah, because I feel like Gen 2 was kind of like put a berry in his hand or give him an Everstone.
No,
or
I-
like,
And an Everstone or enhancing
Yeah.
right.
X type by 10%, like fire type moves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but those
Like
were
charcoal
like,
back
you
then.
barely got any of those throughout the whole game. And I don't even think I wound up being able to really use mine because I didn't get the right one.
It
Because I
also
probably
was
didn't know
very
where to go in
reliant
the
on the
game.
weekday siblings. That was the
Yeah.
other thing. It was very reliant on which weekday siblings you ended up getting too. Like if you played on Thursday, you only ran into what's his face Arthur, and he only gave you like a particular item. And if you missed him on a Thursday, then you're not going to get whatever the item was for another week.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
really lucky that I played on the Sunday and got Sunny and she gave me the magnet. I was
Nice.
like,
Yeah, there you
Emperor
go.
can now get a little bit more powered up. Great.
Yeah, I definitely did not realize that about Gen 2 as I was playing through Gen 2, like the number of events that happen on certain days. I actually read an article on this that was talking about how the silver Gold and Crystal captured that in a way that like modern games, which have all kinds of access to like the calendar and the clock and all, like don't always do a great job of like baking in like sort of scheduled events, with the big exception they said being like Animal Crossing, with like the things that only happen on certain days of the week and certain times of day.
I wonder if complaints about it. Because they never brought back like the weekday siblings ever again.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were just like fan base complaining.
I mean, in a sense, it's hard to keep track of, and it is a pain if you don't have, like, if you miss something, you really miss it. If you miss the bug catching contest and you can't get your scyther that day, like, you're waiting a full day before you're able to do it again. So, like, I can see how that would be frustrating. And as far as I know, I think that's the only way in the game to get, like, certain of the bug Pokemon. Yeah.
Scyther and Pinsir.
Yeah.
Heracross is a different story.
Heracross is
Like
a different story.
Heracross is a great success story.
That was awesome. Can you walk us through that again?
How we got to the Heracross in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
The method to get it in, I think, all three, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, is that you have to headbutt very particular trees in order for a Heracross to even fall out. But of all of the headbuttable trees, they're divided into like 3 different types of trees of like low, medium, and high rates of like lower rarity, medium rarity, and higher rarity types of Pokemon, I think is like why they're being called low, medium, and high. And so like Heracross is in like the high rarity encounter tree. Yeah. And you don't really know which tree you're getting when you hit it, because I think like all of them will knock out a Spearow or something, but like only the low ones will give you like a Pineco, and like the high ones will give you like a Heracross or something. So you have to keep hitting until you get a sense of which type of tree you're getting, and if you don't have the right tree, then you do have to go to like another one, but not every tree is like going to give you a headbuttable Pokemon every time. It's like a whole thing, but I got incredibly lucky, because the first one I hit was a tree that had a Heracross.
Nice.
Wasn't it like the 4th attempt?
Something like that. It only took me like 5 minutes. It was wild.
Headbutt the tree and a Rattata falls out. Gen 2! Gen 2.
The fun thing was that sometimes they would be asleep when they fall out of the tree. Because Heracross was asleep when it came out.
I noticed that. And doesn't he like wake up right at the end of you trying to catch him? Or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't run.
I was so mad.
Because you burned through the 2 Great Balls.
Every single Pokeball.
And then 4 Pokeballs, and it was the last one. That was wild.
It was great.
Cool.
It was great. But it worked out. I had a much better chance, or a much better time with the Red Gyarados the other night. It was so... Or no, not the other night. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Saturday. God, you guys.
Because I missed part of that stream.
I mean, it only took me like 2 minutes. It was a very quick catch.
Can that Gyarados run? Can it flee?
I don't think so.
So it's pretty much a guaranteed catch unless you knock it out.
Unless you knock it out.
It's still got out of the ball for like the first couple that I threw at it, but you can definitely catch it.
I think I might have save stated that one because I knew I was just putting it in my box. I was like, I have to do this. I can't not catch it. But I'm never going to use this in the game since it was Gen 1. Except then I did because
Waterfall.
Yeah, I might Waterfall mine or like Whirlpool mine or something, because I'm not going to waste Feraligatr moves for that.
Yeah. You don't want to be like Quagsire that had Surf and Whirlpool and Headbutt.
Can Feraligatr learn Waterfall?
Nope.
No?
I don't think so.
That is That is dumb, because like Cam, you and I both had a water type on our team, like ready to do water stuff, and then the game was just like, nope. Go find someone else.
It can learn Cut, Surf, Strength, and Whirlpool, but it can't do Waterfall. You're right. Who created this rule?
I don't know. It's...
I was learned Gen 2.
Stupid.
It's so dumb.
I honestly think the worst part of Gen 2 is anything involving Gen 1, including the fact that you have to, like, teach this incredibly niche move to one of your Pokemon, but, like, none of the water types will learn it.
And you have to use it.
And you have to use it, yeah. You can't get around it.
Goldie Seaking can learn Waterfall. Because I think that it was, like...
Yeah, but I can't have
hold
a
on.
Goldie on my team, then I'll have nightmares. Goldie.
It was just, like, a regular move in Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Waterfall was in Gen 1, was it?
It was only, like, a very few Pokemon could, like, learn it by level up. But Waterfall was a level up move for, like, the Goldeen line. And maybe somebody else. I don't remember.
Gyarados could learn Waterfall at 21.
Yeah. Who the hell?
That was it. And
when does
Goldeen
Magikarp
Seeking.
evolve? 20?
20.
Yeah, 20.
Okay.
Magikarp evolves at, like, 20.
So you could learn Gyarados. You could learn Waterfall on a Gyarados right after leveling it up from Magikarp.
In Gen 1, yeah. And then, like...
Oh, right, not in Gen 2.
Of course, got rid of that in Gen 2, because it's an HM, but...
Yeah, it's an HM. Yeah. Making it nearly impossible to get to Kanto, which is fine, it's just annoying.
Pokemon that can learn Waterfall in Gen 2. The Poliwag line. Gyarados, Goldeen Seeking. Marill and Azumarill. Wait.
What'd you call it?
Azumarill?
Azumarill?
Marill?
I believe
Marill.
it's Azumarill.
That's a hard one, because aren't they kind of going for Azure?
Azumarill?
I mean, think of the Azurill in Gen 3. Azurill, Marill, and then Azumarill. It's like a weird hybrid of the two.
Yeah. I was trying to remember that on stream today. I was like, what is the third one? It's like, is it just a combination? Yeah. Psyduck. That line can learn Waterfall.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is catch a Marill or catch a Gen 1 Pokemon.
Quillfish can learn it. Staryu and Starmie. Chinchou and Lantern. Seal and Dugong. Vaporeon.
Vaporeon's compatible with a lot of moves.
Yeah.
Just breed another Eevee and get a Vaporeon and just say, screw it, you're learning like all the HMs.
Mantine can learn it. Oh, that's nice.
Mantine.
The Squirtle evolution line. Suicune. The Dratini.
Just go catch a Suicune.
Yeah, let me catch Suicune and put Waterfall
I can get it, but not the Totodile line. That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah, Squirtle can get it. That's cool. Oh.
Mudkip can learn it. I'm looking at the rest of them. Mudkip can do it.
Mudkip can learn Waterfall?
Can do it.
No. Oh, I'm only looking at through Gen 2.
I'm looking at like the full list. It's like every I think it stops with Piplup, but still.
Mew can learn everything.
No. Oshawott. It goes to Gen 5. It goes to 5 generations of starters, except for Totodile.
Wow.
Rude. What do they have against Totodile?
It's just a water type. Wait, is for alligator water dark?
No, it's just regular water.
Oh, he just has a lot of dark moves, I guess.
It can bite.
Is he water only? Oh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, he can bite, which sets the stage for, what is it? Dreadnought in... way down the line.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, very far down the line.
Yeah.
It's like... Phew. But I think that it's, probably like the last water-only final starter stage.
Yep, because Mudkip is the awesome water ground.
And Polian is water steel,
Yeah,
which is weird, but cool.
I like it. It's pretty fantastic.
Only one big weakness of the water-ground combo.
Grass.
Being
Grass.
Samurott is water only. The Gen 5 Ocelot to down to Samurott line.
They kept the firefighting thing going for a very long time, right?
They really did.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if anybody saw that calendar meme that was going around that was like, your birth month is your primary type, and your birthday is your secondary type. And of course, I'm water, which is awesome. But anybody who got firefighting would just share their birthday and be like, no, not again.
And fire. So I am basically a Reshiram, and it's pretty cool.
Nice.
What
Pretty great
Pokemon
combo.
type are you based on your zodiac, based on your birthday?
I think it was circulating on Twitter at some point. I think that's where we saw it.
Yeah. I think I maybe grabbed
images.
it. You retweeted it or something, Sirmina, so I can always go on there and get it for the Pokemon account.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
I'm normal steel.
Normal
Very
steel.
normal steel Pokemon.
steel.
Is there anything normal steel? How about is Aaron? Aaron?
No.
No,
Rock.
steel. What's the second type? Rock?
Steel. Rock steel.
Rock steel.
No, I guess not. I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Nothing comes up.
Wow,
There are no
Ken,
normal steel types.
you don't exist.
But Mecha Tyranitar is steel.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tyranitar,
God,
who you can catch
lost.
after the Elite Four. Yay.
I'm gonna be lost in the later gens. It's gonna be great. Like, I had a gap between Gen 5 and 7 where I didn't play X and Y. I only played Sun like a year or two ago. So like way later. And then of course Sword and Shield. But like my knowledge after Gen 4 just like plummets.
Well, then you can join me.
I'm
and
a
my
classic.
not knowing anything.
Classicist.
My only knowledge of Pokemon after like Gen 1 has come from Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So,
So you only know
So
the meta
much.
Pokemon.
yeah, I know the meta Pokemon for Go.
Yeah.
That has not helped me at all.
Well, in Gen 3, the meta is Pelipper.
Right?
The what?
Pelipper is the Gen 3 meta. Nothing
Like-
else matters.
The only thing that I've run into so far is all of the Elytrics that I've been training against. I'm like, oh, Pelipper. Oh.
Yeah.
Look, Electrike is great.
But you cannot run your Pelipper through an Electric.
No.
You will die.
Teach it something crazy, like
Like a ground?
The bird cannot learn the ground moves.
Fucking Pelipper learn.
No, what you do is you switch to another
Shockwave,
Pokemon.
dude.
Shockwave will not help you against an Electric. The Electric is all about shockwaves.
Yes, it is. It is.
No, but that is
This
where
stuff is good against Electric.
my water starter was incredibly helpful. Because
Against Electric?
yes, because Mudkip Evolution 1 or maybe just
Water.
Mudkip is Mudkip pure water?
Water.
Mudkip is pure water, but once he evolves into Marshtomp,
Marshtomp.
he gains the ground type. So you can throw that mother in against electric types all day, which is weird.
Against Gym 3.
Hmm?
Very, very useful.
Oh, yeah,
against Watson
just-
in the third gym.
Oof. Yeah,
Electric
no,
Gym.
it's great.
Once again, we have the third gym is the electric gym.
Always. And this time it wasn't actually hard. Because usually I struggle with that one.
Gen 2 was normal. It's the third gen.
Yeah,
Yep.
fuck that gym.
Fuck that gym.
Yeah, do you want to talk about,
No.
do you want to talk about Whitney?
Roll out.
Bill Tank.
On stream yet, and I was so mad because I was like, "This is if I'm gonna white out anywhere, it was very likely gonna be Whitney because I hate that gym, I hate that battle. It's absolutely the worst." And then of course it ends up happening. So, like,
We'll take you.
Okay.
Roll out.
After Bugsy, I got a little cocky, and I was like, "I'm just gonna use the same technique I used with Bugsy to defeat Whitney
I did the
because
same
I just
thing.
like disrupted Scyther with Lick and like all that stuff so that it couldn't just like increase its Fury Cutter attack at all or like use it at all, just kept getting paralyzed. I was like, I'll do the same thing to Whitney, but
No, you
it
won't.
didn't work.
You can't milk those.
No, you can't. Actually,
Wrong
you can.
game, but it still applies.
No, you
It was
can.
fine though.
I mean, yes, you can milk those because it's a cow.
Yeah. Now live in Moo Moo Meadows, right?
It's Moo Moo Meadows. Yeah, no, that gym is such a pain.
Yeah.
You don't have much money at that point either, so like you kind of have to barrel through.
I don't think I ever went back to see how I got through that gym because I don't remember having as much trouble with it as you guys did.
You just had a higher level Quilava. It was like level 25 or 27,
Surprised.
and you just were able to hit it down in a move or two.
Huh.
My problem was I just kept getting squashed. Like, it would just KO my much lower. I think I had a Quilava at that point, but it was like barely. And it just kept
Yeah.
getting one hit.
He sucked.
And then you found the TM.
And I wanted to scream.
Better.
It was the worst. Like that stream was so frustrating because one, Whitney,
Yeah.
two, I haven't like the shockwaves of getting rollout after that. I was like, are you kidding me? I don't want to think about this gym ever again in my life. Three, I hatched a fucking Cleffa out of the egg, and I can't even
right.
tell you.
Right, that happened.
I was like, maybe it'll be a Magby. Maybe it'll be an Elekid. Give me something cooler, smooch him, and I can get an early Jinx.
And we had someone watching with us on stream who was like, "Oh, it wasn't even like." I think said, "Oh, it wasn't even the better one of the tiny pink ones."
It wasn't
Igglybuff.
Tyrogue. Yeah, thanks D-Money.
Yeah. Oh, right. He was rooting for Tyrogue, but it wasn't even an Igglybuff, which arguably is a little better.
I was mad. It was bad. But it's okay. And then I almost got KO'd in the Ecruteak gym with Morty, but I got really, really, really lucky.
That one I think I
That-
missed. What happened?
That Gengar just like
Oh, yeah.
it's so
Oh,
fast.
right.
I caught
and
this,
it
yeah.
barrels through, and everyone was asleep, and I didn't have any like awakenings yet, or
Yeah.
like I didn't have any awakenings left to wake anybody up, and it kept restoring health with Dream Eater, and I just got really lucky that somebody woke up in time, and I guess like the Gengar was still asleep because I used Hypnosis on it with Noctowl, and then I used Foresight so that like Horn Attack from Heracross could hit, and I just
Yeah.
kept like barreling until I got really lucky, and it just didn't wake. It didn't wake up, and
I
it
mean-
didn't hypnotize Heracross.
This was the gym where I was screwed because my entire party was fainted except for Quilava, and I had used Ember on the Pokemon before his last Pokemon. I think it was the Gengar or was it the Haunter? I think I'd used my last Ember on the Haunter, which did burn him, but I only had normal moves left. So I couldn't hit. So I just let him burn down. I spammed cut which didn't do anything until he died, which gave me enough X to level up, and I learned Flame Wheel.
Very lucky.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
I don't think I'll ever have a luckier moment than that one.
Wow.
Not on stream.
Pretty incredible.
I feel like I had a lucky moment with Combuskin evolving, or at least Torchic evolving into Combuskin, and got double kick right before the first gym.
Oh yeah, the minute that you had that double kick. Oh, you mean into No, Combuskin. My bad. But yes,
I had a
double
blaze
kick
kick.
right before first gym is clutch. I'm like really glad that you got there.
Because is that a rock gym? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I pulled up the Quilava going up against Miltank bit. I used Ember on the first run. My Quilava was level 27. Miltank got burned on the first move.
Ah, that helps too.
Yeah.
Because even if she milk drinks, you're still should be good.
Yeah, and I think
No.
I think this is where, like, it's early enough that they've introduced burning actually cuts your attack. That's a mechanic, and I can't remember when
might
that
be
gets
true.
introduced.
I used Ember. Miltank used Rollout. I used Quick Attack. Oh, I used Ember. It got burned. Miltank used Rollout.
It's
I used
Gen
Quick
1.
Attack. Miltank used Rollout. Got hurt by burn. I used Ember. KO.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You got it down. Rollout, if I remember correctly, builds.
Yeah.
So if you got it down after only 2, it only got to use Rollout twice. The damage isn't as crazy.
And it wasn't low enough that Whitney was like, I'm going to use a Hyper Potion.
Right, yeah, because Ember does a lot of damage, especially from Quilava.
The
Yeah.
burn mechanic of cutting attack in half has been there from the very beginning.
Whoa,
from Gen
in
1 onward.
half.
So you also had that on top of it to, like, really knock down Whitney.
That's fantastic.
The way I got
Very
through that
lucky.
one eventually was with Togepi. Using Sweet Kiss? No, not Metronome, Cam, never Metronome.
Why not? Sometimes it
Metronome
works.
failed me every time I used it. No, I think I used Sweet Kiss to drop the attack sharply. And then the rest of the battle is just clean up. And
Speaking of using Hyper Potions, I did watch your stream, yesterday mornings?
oh my god.
Against
Against
Norman?
Norman.
That
I
was,
felt bad. I felt so bad.
that was intense.
I was watching Sirmina's comments come in when I went through that battle. So just for context, I go up against Norman and his frickin' Slacking, who he just kept giving hyper potions to. I think anytime he's in the red.
I thought that they only used Hyper Potions once per battle. I was
No,
wrong.
he has
I
a
think
set
they changed
amount
that in
though.
Gen 3.
That's why he didn't heal the last time. Because I think he has 2 or 3 that he will use. But there is a cap. Because he should have healed in that last one. And he didn't. That's the only reason I got through it. But yeah, because I finally figured out how Protect works.
It was really cool to watch the whole, like, okay, this is a...
Yeah.
He's not going to do anything round. This is an attack round. Okay, he's not going to do anything. This is an
Fortunately, I have a slack off. So I kind of knew how that worked. Like, he moves one turn, and then he does nothing the next turn, and then he continues back and forth. So, the only thing I didn't know was how Hyper Potions affected that. Which I now realize, don't do anything. They don't affect the TikTok back and forth. Like if he was just loafing, then if a hyper potion gets used, he'll move on the next turn, and vice versa. It doesn't affect the back and forth. But I just protected anytime I thought it was going to be a move turn, and then I attacked anytime it was going to be a loafing around turn. And protect, I think, fails if you use it in succession, but not if you use it with a space in between.
It has a higher chance of failure, right?
Yeah, it has a high chance of failing. There have been occasions where it works, but
yeah, but it doesn't seem to happen if you miss. Like if you protect, then do something else, then protect again. It seems like the times where it fails the most are when you like protect, like all in a row. Sort of like, shoot, what is that move from Gen 2? Endure? That Swinub knows?
yeah.
The one where
using
you
it
just...
in succession can be not so great.
Yeah. I think Endure is the one where you survive with 1 HP. If the attack would have killed you. It's like the opposite of False Swipe.
Oh.
False Swipe is where if you hit and the hit would have knocked out the Pokemon, it instead drops it to 1 HP and leaves it alive.
But then it doesn't do any damage ever again, right?
It will not drop past 1 HP. So you...
Great for catching legendaries.
Great for catching
Yeah,
legendaries, which is why I had it.
So, why slack off right now?
No idea. I just caught it. I haven't used him in like days. The only time I think he's come out was when the slacking fainted both of the other two. And I was like, okay, go slack off. And he was like, yeah, I'm here. And then he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like level 15. I did catch a... what did I catch? The ground dragon Pokemon. Trapinch.
Trapinch.
Yeah. Not
Not
a dragon.
Yeah. That's a cool one.
But he's only dragon as Flygon, right?
Yeah.
Just
So-
ground.
Ground.
Well, what I'm thinking is it would be great to have a dragon type. But it might be a little redundant to have 2 ground types. So I'm not sure that's necessarily the way I want to go with that. Because I have Swampert for groundness.
You could get eventually like a Swablu and get an
Ooh.
Altaria.
Flying dragon.
Hmm?
No.
But
Yeah.
now I have 2
Well,
flying
fairy
types.
dragon.
No fairies yet.
No fairies.
Ah,
It's Gen 3.
my god.
When do fairies come in? Gen
6.
5?
6.
6?
That's insane.
6. We got
That's
time.
crazy.
God.
Crazy.
So it's just flying dragon.
But I'm very happy with Swampert and Pelipper. I need to think about who I want that third one to be. I don't really know what I need there. So I'm just kind of like playing it by ear a little bit. Definitely can't bring a slack off all the way to the top. Because that ability
Could.
that ability is too debilitating.
I mean, slacking, just teach it Hyper Beam. Good to go.
But
Yeah. Like
What's slacking's moveset?
well, the real downside is the ability. Because
Yeah.
the loafing around occurs every other turn. Cam is correct that if you teach a slacking Hyper Beam, loafing does count as the recharge turn.
It would be fine.
So it works out, but once you run out of Hyper Beams, you run out of Hyper Beams.
You just need a PP up.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, it can learn like everything.
Yeah.
Normal types are very versatile.
Slacking's also great. His stats are great. He just...
You can always get like a Skitty and a Delcatty.
I'm good. I'll have to think some
Get a
more.
Wailord on your team after that too.
Yeah, then you can have 3 water types.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, enough about my team since it's only literally 3 Pokemon. Hard MVP this week was Pelipper though. Because that flying. The only thing I'm frustrated by is the fact that it's a flying move that I've been stabbing with all week. The wing attack, and since in Gen 3 all flying moves are physical, that is scaling off its attack, which kind of sucks, and not its special attack, which is amazing. Which is why Water Gun practically outdamages the wing attack.
I found out that Pelipper doesn't learn another water move.
That is correct. It's just Water Gun.
Yeah.
So keep that Water Gun.
Get rid of it. Cut it.
No, keep Water Gun.
Say goodbye. No, I mean get rid of the Pelipper.
No!
Yeah.
Pelipper God tier.
You're gonna want something better later, I'm sure.
You're gonna want something different.
Pelipper God tier. Unless there's an electric type.
Look, Electrike. Look, just get an Electrike.
Yeah, Peter, you're not locked into the. You can catch whatever, right?
I can catch whatever.
Yeah.
I don't need an electric type, man.
You can always get one of the fossils and get one of the fossil Pokemon.
No, I can't get the fossils. I'm not good with the bike.
The bike.
Yeah, you gotta bike through the floor falls out. You gotta bike really quick.
To get the fossil.
I think so, yeah. You have to go to the tower, and then you gotta bike, and the floor falls out from under you, and I am not fast enough.
The desert?
Just spacebar then.
No, that's not the problem here.
I'm so confused.
I went to this. I'm pretty sure the place where you get the fossils is in the Sandstorm in the tower, and you have to go to the 3rd floor. Getting to the 3rd floor requires you to go over this patch of floor that will break as you go over it. And if you're on the bike and you build up speed and go over it, you can get over it before it falls out.
Are you like a different tower? I don't remember a tower in Gen 3.
It's
let alone Emerald.
It's like ruins in the Sandstorm thing.
Am I losing it?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
You did a brave accent there, so maybe you are.
Peter, why don't you evolve your Slacking into Slacking, and teach it Blizzard, Hyper Beam, Fire Blast, and Earthquake. That's really versatile.
That's incredibly versatile. I could kill anything that moved. I'll consider it.
And you could take off one of those and put Thunder if you really wanted to.
Yeah, true.
Emerald is the exception. Every other game, it is just lying in the sand.
Really?
Yes!
Yep.
Ruby, Sapphire, Omega, and Alpha.
So I screwed myself over, is what you're saying. By playing Emerald,
yourself over.
I made it impossible for me to catch the damn fossils.
What fossil Pokemon are there in Gen 3?
You have, Lileep and Anorith.
Oh. Yeah,
I could get an Anorith would be great, but it's not gonna happen.
You got Cradily.
Yeah. Or Armaldo. Bug Rock, both of them,
Look,
right?
if you use Armaldo right, you could probably do it. But yes, Bug Rock is Armaldo, and I think Grass Rock is Cradily.
Hey, I mean, what's strong against Bug Rock, though? Nothing. Nothing's strong against Bug Rock.
Ground.
Only a little bit.
No. Yeah, that's
Can't kill the Bug Rock. That's all I'm saying.
Get it? Okay, that's your goal. Get an Armaldo.
No, I literally can't get to the. I tried it like 9 times. It's not gonna happen.
Okay, fine.
Sirmina, is your team set now?
I'm uncertain.
So we got for alligator, who's all water. Ursaring. Is that
It's only normal.
just normal? Not normal
Yeah, but
dark.
he's versatile though. Like
Okay.
he's got feint attack. I gave him thunder punch. He has cut, which I'm gonna get rid of for slash at some point because I prefer slash on him. Her. I have a lady. Ursaring.
I have no idea the genders of my Pokemon. I forgot to
It
check.
matters with attract.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have a
it
lady
does.
Ursaring, a lady Noctowl, and I think a lady Sudowoodo.
I loved the. So you know how. This is a pattern I'm noticing that's probably not true. But a lot of the time when I get either the charm or attract on one of my Pokemon, the first turn, they fall for it, and then they do a move on the second turn. So I think I had Swampert in at this point, and the other Pokemon used attract, and it was just like, Swampert fell in love. And then he was like, I don't care.
Get out of my way.
Just thought it was great.
The thing I'm not sure about is like Sudowoodo is great and all, but Rock Slide is kind of rough and not having great accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
It's so slow. It's such a like awful special defense and everything. Like I'm strongly considering a Piloswine.
Oh yeah, you kind of
Much
need
better.
that for the end game.
Yeah.
Either a Piloswine or Jinx is fair game.
Yeah,
Because
true.
smooch him to Jinx.
Oh yeah.
So
I
you're
had
not gonna catch a
Sudowoodo
Delibird on the ice path?
Yeah, fuck those things. They're just like a little novelty Santa little thing. I don't know.
But they have what is it? Gift? Or whatever.
Present.
Yeah,
Present, yeah.
which can heal you sometimes,
It can.
and then not heal you other times.
It's metronome.
It's a mess. It's like annoying. It's just like I don't understand it.
I don't think I ever used Sudowoodo in the end game.
I boxed Sudowoodo the second I got him.
Yeah.
He's been useful. Jeez.
I just needed a rock type of some kind. I thought. He knew.
Like I used the low kick. It was pretty nice to have a fighting move.
I taught Typhlosion Dynamic Punch.
This close to teaching for Alligator Dynamic Punch too.
I have Rock Smash on my Slackoth. Fighting moves.
Fighting moves. Would Dynamic Punch be better on Ursaring?
They both have good attack. Ursaring has baller attack.
So does Heracross.
Heracross
And
has
is
baller attack. Heracross would get the stab.
Oh, is Heracross bug fighting?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Sucks
Also,
against
Armaldo?
flying types though.
Armaldo is actually weak to Rock. Interestingly.
Wait, why?
Oh, rock is
He's
neutral to
bug.
rock?
Yeah.
Ah.
Rock, Steel, and Water all are super effective.
Oh, steel is like quadruple, isn't it?
I don't think Steel is effective against Bug. I think it's just Rock.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this is also, I'm looking at Gen 8 effectiveness because I can't find a Gen 3
I
effectiveness.
think. Well, I don't know. You can look at the individual chart, the individual, the types on Bulbapedia, I think, and it'll show you like what other type matchups are strong against it.
Oh, it's like, it's not super effective against bug. It's just resistant to bug. It's resistant to a lot. Steel types are baller. I'm looking at it. They're not. The following are not very effective against steel types. We have normal, grass, ice, Flying, psychic, bug, rock, dragon.
Oh yeah, no. Steel is absurd.
Electric, not effective either.
Huh?
Electric, right?
Electric is effective against steel types.
Electric is neutral against steel types.
Yeah. Because steel is not.
Alexa, stop talking.
Steel is not a conductor
Who's
in
talking?
the world of Pokemon.
Alexa, stop talking.
I love how we're talking about the type, and she thinks that we were talking about her.
No, she started talking about rock and steel types.
Oh,
She knows what's
Alexa,
up.
play Despacito.
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, the stream will get flagged.
Banned. Yeah, we'll get banned from YouTube. And Cam, you have a lot of like halfway there evolutions, I feel like.
Pelipper is fine. Pelipper's a tank for now. I actually got it up to level 31 after the stream. It was like one fight away from leveling up. Beautifly is fine. I have too many bugs. I have 2 bugs.
You have just the right amount of bugs.
Honestly, you can get rid of Beautifly because you've covered with Lombre and Pelipper.
The only reason to keep Beautifly right now is for the poison.
Yeah.
And I don't even really use Poison Sting because Beautifly's stats are terrible. It's just to have someone who can't get poisoned. Nincada is close to leveling up, and then I'll be getting Shedinja out of that.
Don't forget, if you happen to catch a steel Pokemon, those are immune to getting poisoned.
Too bad I couldn't catch that Aaron earlier because I'd already wasted my Pokeball on the Makuhita.
No.
Okay.
Womp womp. Combustion's great. Didn't really get a lot of playtime today. Lombre, I found out, can only be evolved using a, what is it, Grassstone? Or Waterstone? One of the two.
Doesn't he evolve into the
not
guy
a
with the
weak
maracas?
Ludicolo! Yeah, and Ludicolo can't learn any moves, so I have to level up Lombre until I get the moves that I
He
want.
doesn't actually have maracas as his sprite. So terrible.
Wait, what?
Ludicolo doesn't have maracas in its sprite.
Does he not?
Does he
No.
not? What? And then Zigzagoon
No,
is...
it just goes like this. With its
Oh.
full mitten.
Sorry, I'm apparently being racist against Pokemon.
There is some image somewhere, and I can't remember where that is apparent, but there is some instance that is canon for it to hold maracas somewhere.
I've definitely seen Ludicolo with maracas in his hands.
I just don't remember where.
I've seen him with maracas in the hands, but I think that, yeah, we've just been confusing his hands with maracas.
Yeah. And then there's Shiny Zigzagoon.
And then there's Shiny Zigzagoon, who I'm not planning on actually leveling up at all. It's just an item vacuum.
No
Fine.
Lincoon? Is that what the next
Line.
one is? What's the evolution?
Linoon.
Linoon.
You actually fought one
Oh,
against
yeah. That's right.
Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far Zigzagoon's been great in just like soaking up super potions from the ground, and has found 2 Ultra Balls and 3 rare candies.
That's awesome.
I found a protein today. I was like, well, that's nice.
What? Very cool.
Um,
Those are also worth like a lot of money.
Yeah, it's also found 2 nuggets,
What?
a couple of revives. So like,
Man, I need a
Zigzagoon's kind of just there as a vacuum. I don't know.
One slot in your party open when Nincada evolves.
Yeah.
Level 20.
Because then you can
Give
get Shed
yourself
Ninja.
that.
Shedinja.
Shedinja, which has 1 HP, it looked like.
Yeah, it does.
Yes,
It's a husk.
You've just got a...
it's Bug Ghost. It's great.
I looked up some of the moves that you can get on it. I was like, wow, some of these are close to 1-hit KOs. If I can get the speed on it up. But like, that would
Have
be...
you seen the famous... So there's a... I'm not sure how much you guys have done on Smogon or any of those sites. But there is an entire page dedicated to the battle type six Shedinja versus 6 Shedinja.
It's the worst.
Why?
Because people will come up with these strategies on how to, like... There's this whole page. It's great, because the author is very much, like, making fun of himself as he writes it. And he's just like, yeah, you've got to be careful of, like, these moves, because they have high accuracy. And if they hit, you die. Just like everything. It's pretty great though, because it talks about like what EVs you want and like what abilities and items you want. At one point he's like, let's talk about leftovers.
Yeah.
You don't need leftovers.
Because every single Pokemon moveset I've ever seen on Smogon is like, what item do you want with this? Leftovers.
Leftovers.
Yeah.
Always leftovers.
But in this case it's like it's useless, because if you get hit by anything then you die.
Yeah.
I do like the, what's it called? I think it's the Shell Bell in Gen 3, where every time you hit something, you regain a little health. So if you have a move like Double Slap, like each hit, you can regain a little bit with each hit.
Fury swipes.
If I'm remembering this correctly, though.
Bullet Seed and Fury swipes, they could hit up to 5 times. That would be...
Yeah.
I despise static. I think it's an ability, right? I hate that so much.
Everything is static. It's so funny.
Well, my Pelipper is just like from like way over here. Does this whole like wing attack animation that clearly shows like 2 tornadoes going way out from him and hitting Electrike. And then it's just like Electrike static paralyzed Pelipper. I was like, how?
That confused me about Carvana today when I was fighting Team Aqua. I was like, Pelipper, use wing attack. And it was like, you got hurt by the rough skin.
Right? Like, gah.
How?
This is me going back to the show as canon, but like they physically use their wings to attack when they use wing attack.
Yes.
The game animation is a mess.
But I would still, like, even if I put in Combustion and it used Ember, or like if I used Flamethrower, I'm sure I would still take damage.
No, because Flamethrower is a special move and does not make contact. I think they clarify contact better later with the animations. Because I think you have to make contact to trigger either of those abilities.
It should be physical moves.
Yeah. Right, because, yeah. You're right.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But physical
I think
moves,
in either direction.
But wing attack is just automatically a physical move.
Yeah.
Because flying. Yeah.
In Gen 3.
Am I remembering correctly that if Carvana hits something like Tackle, then it also has rough skin in effect?
I don't know. I one-hit them.
Maybe. That might be...
I never found out.
That could be true.
I want to say that is a possibility, that if it hits you with something physical, that the rough skin also
is that true of the
extra
electric static as well, or no?
I think so.
Yeah.
Anytime there's contact.
I probably have hit with... I think I've always used the Mudkip line to clear out electrics. So I wouldn't know.
Good.
Because static can't affect those.
That's one thing I'm going to be sad about when Nincada evolves. Because right now it's bug ground. And Ninjask is bug flying.
Yeah.
So no ground types.
So then I won't have any ground types, but I'm going to lose Zigzagoon for something eventually.
True. You can go try to catch
You don't want a
Trapinch.
shiny Linoon?
It's been very helpful in the Pokemon Go Great League to have a shiny Lanoon that knows Shadow Claw. But, like, that doesn't exist in Gen 3. Can't do that. A normal type with a ghost move? Yeah. Actually, Slacking can learn Shadow Ball, so...
Yeah, my Eevee could have had Shadow Ball. I waited until it was an Umbreon, but could have done it.
I got rid of Astonish on Lombre.
Urstring could have had Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
You got rid of Astonish.
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Astonish is the worst.
I keep seeing all of these things where it's like if you're holding the Z item, then it like really boosts all of its strength. And I'm like, when are Z items introduced? And I'm like, oh, like Sun.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. My team isn't fantastic. If I could have caught more things that I would have wanted to catch, I definitely would have. Like Aaron.
Yeah. That would have been a good pickup. But
I don't really have an MVP. Maybe Zigzagoon.
Pelipper.
Pelipper's just strong.
Probably Zigzagoon, yeah.
Zigzagoon for all of the items and for being a shiny. Which kind of makes up for the two that I knocked out in the first times through some of the areas. I've had a lot of either break out of the ball or knockouts completely unintentionally. So
Yeah.
it goes.
Sucks.
Which is a bummer in a Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
Like,
And I need a better fishing rod if I'm ever going to try and catch something that's not a tentacool. So
will.
eventually
You
I'll make my
will
way
try.
back to some of these areas.
brief point, Cam, earlier you mentioned Team Aqua. And I have to say, I'm incredibly pleased with the storyline in Gen 3. It feels like very well done. I don't know. I appreciate it because, like, there's a rival thing going on, but in Gen 2, I felt like the story hinged around the rival because it was that and the rocket stuff. But there wasn't really something going on past the rocket stuff. That was kind of it.
There's like a mini subplot of the legendaries and like the myth around them.
True. I just
More so
never
Crystal,
like.
though. The legendary subplot is really fleshed out in Crystal. I felt like in Gold and Silver it wasn't.
It was kind of halfway there.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I released the dogs. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did, because you ran into a Suicune just like walking around.
But this
Yeah,
felt
and
like
that was it. It was like there was nothing else behind it. There was no like you seen being like, I'm gonna catch the dogs.
Yeah.
yeah.
Crystal follows the show a little bit because
Yeah.
you see Yucine in the show, and you learn about him and his quest to encounter Suicune.
But in Gen 3, I felt like the teams were introduced really early on. Like, you had a sense of them. You had to go get my goods back from that guy who stole them. So by the time I was, like, facing them on Mount whatever it was.
Mount Chimney?
Yeah, Mount Chimney. I felt like...
When you were over your head in the cable car?
Yeah. They took the cable car out. I felt like, yeah, I actually want to, like, beat these guys. Like, they're doing something bad. I don't know what yet. Something with a meteorite. But, like, I wanted to stop them. Which last game I was kind of just like, I don't know. Oh, Team Rocket's back. They have this, like, unfortunately well-developed base. I'd really like to go fight the Elite Four now. But no.
Radio tower thing.
Radio tower.
Cool, that plot point where they had like a lower scale radio signal coming out of like Mahogany Town.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, this actually works. Now let's go like take over the radio tower and have it on a larger scale.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, you see them outside the radio tower, and they're like, okay, radio tower. And then you see them in Mahogany, and then you fight them at the radio tower, and that was it.
Yeah, that was it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's...
Maybe Gen 2 storyline was just a lot faster for gold and silver.
I mean,
like, I'm almost done with it. It's only been a week.
yeah. Part of it was, I think, like, not to say it was total railroading, but Cam, like, you and I made this observation a couple of weeks ago that I think it was a lot easier to find your way through Gen 2. Like, you kind of just went from place to place to place. I think that does make for it. It's kind of like a nice, tight story. But it also goes very quickly. I mean, like, you kind of just... And then, like, okay, now we go to Kanto, and that takes 8 years. But...
Yeah. No, but it feels like you whip through it because Chuck and Jasmine and Price all had Pokemon around level 30. There was, like, no growth in their Pokemon's levels. It was just, like, different types, and that's it. And you would expect that they would increase the difficulty, but they were basically all the same.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of just keep going. Like, you don't really have to stop and level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I got grouchy because I ran into a trainer on my way to the Lake of Rage that had a level 20 Clefairy, and I'm like, I've beaten 6 gyms. Don't tell me you have a Clefairy the same level as Whitney's Clefairy.
Right.
And that was like 3 gyms ago. Like, it just doesn't increase in the way I would have expected it to after Gen 1's increases, and the way that, like, Gen 3 increases as you are continuing to see.
That was one thing I really appreciated about the Norman gym battle. Was, like, I got to Norman, and I definitely just plowed through most of the gym trainers, and, like, they're mostly pushovers.
Oh, the Norman fight's substantial compared to the first 4. Mm-hmm.
You get to him, and he's like, no, this is actually going to be a challenge. I'm kind of sitting there like, you can't touch me, I'm a god, but then, like, nope. Slacking. 3 hyper potions.
That was really cool, though, the go through the different doors. Like,
Yeah.
choose your way through.
Yeah. I think I made the right move by going back and going through all the
you can
rooms.
fight everyone.
Because the one that I was worried about was the one-hit KO room, but that turned out not to be that bad. Because it's just... I think it's just a Vigoroth with Slash that has
Something
a
like
high
that.
crit ratio. So it's not really a one-hit KO room, it's just...
It's not 1/8 chance, 1 out of 8 chance of crit instead of like 1 in 24, something like that.
I think so.
I was looking at moves for my team.
It didn't wind up being as bad as I thought. Like, I kind of expected to go in there and, like, lose half my team, and I didn't. So, but I was pleased that the Norman battle was, like, an actual challenge, even after all the other gyms and people I fought along the way kind of being pushovers for a while, because I had that massively overleveled front 2. It's nice when you only have 3 Pokemon. They have to grow strong.
That'd be like the 1 Pokemon challenge.
That's
You
what I
should
was
get a
kinda-
Metatype, you know? I'm thinking, like, you should get a Metatype, Metachamp kind of a line going.
No,
Fighting Psychic!
I hate fighting types. I'm not doing it.
Why?
I don't like them. Also, Metatyte's design is, like, weird. He looks like... I don't know.
Weird.
Design is very cool compared to Metatype.
Whose design?
Metacham, the evolution.
I don't remember what Metachamp.
It's got, like, pink pants.
Oh, yeah.
I have to look him up. But yeah, I'm probably...
It's like big poofy yellow pants.
Yeah, pink and yellow.
Flaps.
I don't know where I'm going to go with that 3rd Pokemon, but I will consider...
What is that?
I will
You
consider...
have many
Metatype.
options,
That's a Mega Evolution? I don't know. Well, it's not something we do.
I think.
Mega Evolution.
Yeah, we're not going to get there
I
for a
hardly
while.
know her.
I'm still team Swablu Altaria.
Okay. But where do I catch a Swablu?
in place of Pelipper, though.
Yeah, you don't need 2 flying types.
You don't need 2 water types.
I might have 3 flying types. No, I'm
But
not.
nothing. I mean, water type is great.
Except grass and electric.
Yeah. But if it's grass, I just go to Pelipper. And if it's electric, I just go to Swampert. So we're good.
Okay, do what you want.
No, I gotta think about
Whatever
that some
works.
more. I'm just so happy with Pelipper.
It's good. It's a good early game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll think about the... if I can catch a Swablu, I'll catch a Swablu. Because that would probably be better.
You have more opportunities for that in the coming routes, I think.
Okay. Yeah, this game seems very long. Like, I feel like I'm going to be going for a while. I played a lot this week, and I have 5 badges.
There's still plenty more to do. Yes.
I know. Well, I'm looking at the map, and I'm like, there's, like, islands, and there's a lot of towns out there, and there's Sootville.
Yeah, Gen 2 was so quick. It was like the Olivine Cyanwood gems was
Yeah.
like a 30-minute thing.
Yeah.
Like Gen 3, it's like, oh, I don't even, like, where is the gem? Where am I going?
When I got on that guy's boat, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, all the swimmers,
Yeah.
and like, just everywhere. And I was like, I have to go back and surf all of this at some point. This is gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hoenn is huge.
Hoenn is huge.
They're great.
On the bright
They
side,
did a
that
good
means
job
that
of
there's
it.
a lot of opportunities for new areas to catch Pokemon, which
True.
is good. Because
Lots of
I need
routes.
that.
Lots of routes.
There's a lot of really cool stuff with it. Like, there's plenty more after you've defeated Norman that you're gonna see. It's not just like, hey, we have 3 more gyms to defeat. There's like a lot more than 3 more gyms to defeat.
Because
That was
that's...
supposed to Gen 2.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
little bit how it goes in... Well, Gen 2, I mean... What is it? Olivine, Cyanwood,
Mahogany,
Mahogany,
Blackthorn.
and then, yeah. Those kind of all...
Yeah, that was.
If you're better at the ice path than me, those go quick.
We'll
Oh,
see.
the ice path.
I hated the ice path as a kid.
I hate it now.
I'm gonna hate it again.
The worst
It's
thing
the
about the ice
slidey
path
puzzle.
was that Noah was giving me excellent directions in the chat, but it was
30
all
seconds.
20 seconds behind. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all perfect directions, but I'm doing entirely the wrong thing live.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like, I remember at one point where you were just like standing somewhere and you're like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? And then you tried doing something, and then Noah's chat popped up, and I was like, yes. And you're like, how do I get back? How do I go there? That'll be fun to watch in Crystal.
Ugh.
I wonder, is the ice, is that different in Crystal? The puzzles? Because I feel like so far I've seen a lot of puzzles that are like slightly different in Crystal than they were in Gold and Silver.
Me?
The puzzle I most appreciated in Gen 2 was the one with the eyes.
Nah.
With the eyes.
That was simple, but whatever gym, I can't remember the gym. I think it's Equitique.
Where you had to follow their
You had to
gaze.
follow their gaze
That's
Down.
what you mean by the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
because the path was like only where they were looking.
And she
Which-
was like, the path? Well, it's right in front of our eyes.
Yeah,
She literally told you.
yeah.
It
I
was
still
so
fell in a
cute.
lot.
But I like it because it's kind of like they're doing a lot with very little graphics ability, but like
Mhm.
you're kind of like, oh, the clue. Like, I get it.
Great.
And obviously this game is not necessarily meant for, like, me, but also meant for, like, kids.
I thought that the puzzle for Claire was fun. Like, it was straightforward, but it was still fun. The boulder pushing on the second floor to create the
Where
bridge.
did you go with this? At first, you were hesitant to like move across the boulders. You were just kind of like, "Do I do this? Like, am I supposed to move here?"
Yeah, did these go anywhere? I think they go in the hole.
The boulder puzzle with Claire was fine.
Yeah. I thought
Claire
that was pretty fun.
as a whole is super annoying.
Go, my super dragon types. Horse.
I'm not ready.
Well, just the fact that she doesn't give you the freaking badge.
Yeah.
Like,
And then follows you to get the dragon claw.
I did appreciate that she showed up over there, and I didn't have to, like, go back into the gym and talk to her, because I was just going to push her into the lava at that point.
There wasn't lava in there.
In her gym,
There's-
isn't there?
Her
Oh, in
gym.
her gym, yes.
Yeah.
In the cave.
No, if I had to go back into her gym, I would have just pushed her in the lava.
No,
Taken
the
the
cave
badge.
was a lot less exciting than I thought it was going
The
to be.
cave was, yeah, and also not really all that puzzling. I feel like we just walked through and got the thing, and then that was
Yeah.
it. Did you have to, was that the one where you had to surf around? Outside.
And go through the whirlpools, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there might be an item over here. Oh, it's the thing I'm looking for. Okay.
It's gonna be a little bit different.
I'm trying to think if there are any, like, the gym battles so far in Gen 3 have all been pretty interesting.
The
I like the puzzle for the.
Yeah.
They got creative.
I really enjoyed the next two that you're gonna do, Cam.
The electric and the fire.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought those were awesome.
They'll feel similar to ones you've already done, but like a little bit different.
I don't remember what the one was for the first one, but I do remember the one I did today, obviously, and then Norman's.
Well, the electric one has a puzzle
More switches to...
with switches, but it actually feels like you have to. You can think it through. It's not like one of the
Getting
most
lucky.
frustrating things about the freaking Surge puzzle is like you can do it right and still screw up. Like, even if you know the trick, there's only like a 1 in. Well, for you, it's just the perfect on the first try. But most of the time, it's going to be a 1 in 4 chance, even after you get the first switch, that you get the second switch, which is annoying. And this one, at least, like, it's not as it's definitely not as challenging. Like, you won't need to do it multiple times, but it feels more rewarding because you're actually just like figuring it out. And then the Flannery gem, I think it was Flannery, the fire gem, was super cool.
to get there.
Yeah.
I still have to do the rival battle,
Yes.
which you guys freaked me out about.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to take your time with that one. Because I don't want
Just
you
make
getting,
sure everyone is appropriately leveled,
Yeah.
just in case.
And don't send. Be careful with type matchups.
Yeah, because she'll have... I guess she'll have Marsh Stomp at this point.
It'll be a level 20 Marshtomp.
And she'll have Slugma, I guess? Or does it change based on which starter you pick?
It's supposed to change based on the starter.
I think I sent you a text at some point with the team
Probably.
that she was.
And I didn't quite understand what you were saying because I hadn't seen it.
Yeah,
Like, I hadn't seen your battle
yeah.
yet.
Part of the reason that I struggled so much with that battle, not besides the type matchup, was the fact that the Grovile's move is absorb. So what I was trying to do was force it down even through the type matchup, but that wasn't working at all because he heals back for every hit. So
Absorb's great when it's yours.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Now that I think about it, because you're going to be facing a Marshtomp and you have a Lombre or a Beautifly or whatever with an Absorb.
Yeah, you also have, I mean, even like Pelipper against a Marshtomp, you're immune to the ground moves.
A level 31 Pelipper, too. Not a level 12 Wingull.
And you have wing attack, so you can,
It might be fine.
I think,
Yeah.
really good. I mean, I would just make sure that like your downline, like the rest of your team is leveled enough that if you have to switch to someone, they don't get KO'd.
That's the last thing I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even in all of the off-screen training that I've been doing, they'll get down to like 10 health, and I'm like, pull them out. Not letting anything go wrong.
That's part of the reason.
Terrifying.
Are you in that little patch of grass, like just north of? Yeah.
I keep getting paralyzed by all of the Plusles and the Minans and the
Yeah.
Elytrikes.
Yeah. The biggest downside for me there was getting poisoned.
Slugma?
Mm.
Not Slugma. Gulpin.
Who was it?
Gulpin.
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 Yep. Who's annoying
Swalot.
as
That's
hell.
the evolution. I was trying to remember. Earlier.
Who is the evolution?
Swalot. It's big and purple and looks
Yep.
like a blob.
He's
There's
got a
supposed to be-
beautiful mustache.
Yeah. There's supposed to be Muck and Grimer.
Oh, I hate Gulpin. The design is just
the obligatory stockpile, spit up, and swallow that they can learn.
Oh, yeah.
that's
Pelipper can do that
so
too.
annoying.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
hate that set of moves.
Pelipper did learn. I blocked that learn because I was like, no, I'm not gonna Stallmon with a fucking bird. But
stockpile and spit up would be the combo, right?
and
Maybe
also
one of
swallow is that.
But that's only if you want health, right?
I mean, I like health, yeah.
Okay. I was trying to mute, but I didn't get it in time.
Can't you do?
Okay.
You kind of have the option if you know all three moves, right? Because you can use stockpile to heal back with swallow, or you can use stockpile to spit up and do damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 100 damage if you stockpile once. It's like crazy.
I mean, it is two moves though when you think about it. Like, it's like fly has a huge power, but you have to
But
win
it's
the turn.
That's why I want Blaziken to learn, what is it, uppercut punch or something like that?
What?
Yeah.
Which can hit in the first phase of fly.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Guy uppercut is great.
Swift can also hit in
Mhm.
first phase of fly and dig.
Gust can hit first phase of fly, and Earthquake can hit first phase of dig. And
Oh
if you
yeah,
get that,
because
it's
they're in
double
the air
damage if
and
you
they're
hit them right.
underground.
I didn't realize why you kept using Pursuit. And then I looked up what Pursuit does. And, like, it is a dark move, but, like, it still damages them if they switch out,
Yes.
which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. It's not like the most effective when you're doing trainer battles because trainers don't really switch out.
Right. True.
That happened
But
once, I think, in the battle with, like, the rival.
yeah, just like the jugglers really are the only, and the rival, and that's it.
That was a confusing move. In the one rival battle, I put in, I think Pelipper. No, not Pelipper at this point. I think Wingull. And he swapped out the Grovyle for Slugma. Which was just weird.
Stupid.
I was able to get the Slugma down, and of course then Grovyle comes back out and just hits me with Pursuit twice and I die.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did know Pursuit. I don't know if all the rival battles there have, like, Pursuit on that on their starter, but that's
No, they shouldn't.
because that's what he turned to. That's what May turned to when I had Pelipper in instead of Marshtomp, because Absorb doesn't work as well on the bird.
No, I think it's just the Grovyle line. They get like Pursue and then like False Swipe at some point, and it kind of like follows that track of
Gotta
types
get
of
me a
moves.
Grovyle.
Grovyle gets that, I think.
Yeah.
And then Sep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, pretty much covered all of my questions. I don't know if you guys have anything more to add about Gen 2.9 before we call it a night.
I feel like I just need to keep playing Sapphire and progressing. I feel like I'm behind.
But you're not. It's March
More to
7th.
do.
We're in great shape.
Yeah, it's only been 1 week of March. We have 4.5 weeks of March.
Well, we've had 52 weeks of March.
I don't want to talk about it. In 1 week, it will have been 1 year.
I know.
That is all I know.
I know.
Will it?
Yep.
Wait.
Yeah.
1 year since when?
Since stay-at-home orders started.
My school closed on Friday the 13th, 2020.
That was the last time that we were all in person at my office, and then they had an optional, hey, if you don't feel comfortable, go ahead and stay at home, but then it turned into mandatory. And I took the optional stay at home as, yeah, I'm definitely staying at home, because why wouldn't I do that?
I think... Well, for a while, I was the only one in my office, because I was the only one in this branch, so it really didn't matter, and then they sold the office. But that was early April. So for me, everything really hinged around early April.
Yeah.
So it's March.
I want to say I don't remember exactly when Nicole got moved to home work from home, but
The other thing I remember is that my boss had, my boss at the time had a baby on Pi Day, and I remember texting her that day. I was like, hey, I know that there's some guidance and I'm going to stay at home and probably tell people to stay at home too. And she was like, she responded hours later. She was like, oh, LOL, I just had my baby, but yeah, that's cool. You can do that. I was like, dude.
yes.
Just so casual.
That was a Saturday.
Yeah, something like that. I was like, oh man. But she had her baby on Pi Day, so now she has a Pi Day baby.
Nice.
Pi Day.
Mm-hmm.
Pi Day,
Well,
baby.
If this is the trend, then we have at least a year to finish Gen 3, right?
This is true.
We could complete the decks.
Oh my god.
No.
I hate it.
we will finish Gen 2, Gen 3 in about 3.5 weeks. And then we'll go on to Gen 4 when April comes, finally.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. It's kind of awesome because we're doing I feel like we've done a lot of Pokemon so far, but we're only in the 3rd gen. We have so much more Pokemon to get to experience,
There's a lot.
which I'm hyped for. And plus, we have more than 8 months of this because of the remakes.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so I am very excited about all that. And also, now we have the new remakes, which I'm fingers crossed for being able to actually play this year before we're done with this thing.
November 2021.
Let's fingers crossed, right?
Assumption.
That's, yeah.
That's official. Because we said so, right?
I think because Sirmina said so, and she runs Nintendo.
Yeah. Previous, late year releases have been around November to make it in time for Black Friday and
right?
Christmas and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
we hope.
$60 on the Switch.
I mean, it's gonna be a $60 game. No way around that.
Yeah, there's no way it won't be.
And we'll have to figure out capture cards or something by then, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work.
We'll be sponsored by then.
We'll be YouTube partners and sponsored by them. I checked it out the other day. if we continue at our current rate, we're not going to hit the number of watch hours we need for the year, which is too bad. But we're going to come pretty close, which is really awesome, because apparently we usually get about 36 watch hours a year, and this year we're probably going to get more like 3,000.
Wow.
So that's going to be exciting.
One, that's a lot of hours. Two, I'm surprised we had that many hours per year to begin with.
Previously?
Yeah.
Well, remember, Chris's videos do numbers.
Thank you, Chris.
If you watch a 1 minute video 5,000 times...
I'll put it on a loop while I sleep. Anyway.
Don't say that out loud on a YouTube stream. Brandy does watch. She watches my streams when I'm away because the sound of
That's
my
so
voice
cute.
convinces her that I'm still here. So she doesn't break stuff.
She
Dogs.
doesn't eat the bagels.
She doesn't eat the bagels.
Dogs are so funny. Cats don't care.
Yeah.
It's okay. They just knock stuff off.
Andromeda missed me, which is nice.
Brandy most of the time
Aw.
is just fine. She's been good this week. But yeah, there was the infamous bagel incident, which we hope never to repeat.
Just means no bagels.
No bagels. Hakuna Matata. It means no bagels for the rest of my days.
Very much hoping that'll be the case.
Exactly. All right, folks. So we've got probably badges in the future. I will publish on Facebook and Twitter once we have some sense of the stream schedule this week. My guess is I'll probably be doing some morning streams. These guys will probably be doing some evening streams. And maybe we'll see the end of Crystal this week. Very unlikely that we're going to see the end of either Sapphire or Emerald this week.
Unless we do it. If I stream from midnight to midnight on Saturday, maybe.
That
24-hour stream of Sapphire.
Save that, because I have an idea about that for
Oh
later
no.
in the year. But anyway, if you're watching, thank you so much for coming to Sunday Update, and thank y'all for coming out and all that. Bye.
Thanks.
I'm gonna take us.
Thanks, y'all.
Oh,